Hello and welcome. Well, you can imagine my nice surprise. This is continuing straight off the last session. This actually managed? Excuse me. It's got the bale pusher on it. I did say this. It does, if it's lowered, it does manage to make the workers push the bales out the way some of the time. Well, I was lucky this time. It looks like it's Mr. Rose, so whether something happened with a bit of an escapade with the bale pusher. But yeah, this is a continuing on. Now, why is that not allowing me? Oh, it is. Yeah, immediately follow on from the last session, really. Also, the other thing which we need to do before we do this, really, we need to switch on auto. Oh, no, it's already on. I probably switched it off. No, actually, yeah, the worker does it manually, doesn't they, really? Right, we need to shift that out of the way. Because this is going to literally, get in the way. Now, isn't this the least? So, I think it is. So we can give the shop a ring and ask them to pick that up, although not on camera. My usual trick. What's that? Why are you stopping? Has it got one of those issues where it needs unloading, and every now and again you have to tell it to unload? No. Why are you pausing? Can't see anything because no, it is on unloading. That's the only thing that you need to do. Apologies, just had a friend ring me. Real life, yeah, I don't know what this is about. There's definitely fruit there, and the normal workers can do it. Courseplace perhaps had a funny turn. Maybe. Oh, it's going to be a pain there because I'm not sure they're going to. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a nightmare, I would say. This is the one thing, obviously, with a tool like this. Sometimes you sort of seriously wonder, it's doing things strangely, isn't it? But then again, I did start it in a weird place. Is it grabbing? It is. Right, okay. It may work, so I'm going to leave it for a little while and, yeah. This is the bit, obviously with this, I was hoping that, I did say last session this would take 3 or 4 hours. Now the baler's done the baling. Wait, imagine we can leave this, we can actually go and grab the bales. It is a new session, so let's get this done. So we need to be grabbing, I think the Massey. It's the Master of Disaster, really. We'll leave that doing its thing. I don't know why Courseplay, but it's an imperfect system. Of course, it's going to have crashes and stuff like that. It doesn't always work perfectly, does it? Well, it doesn't work perfectly. But yeah, it is a cracking, like all systems. I know this only too well working in IT. Yeah, it's strange how IT is supposed to be such a methodical science. I find it the strangest things happen, and they also say the same with the massive server banks. Like they respond in a very strange way. It's sort of almost like there is an artificial intelligence sort of. Which seems to be the buzzword at the minute, really, artificial intelligence. Right, we do need to tidy up first, though, don't we? Where did we? It's over there, I see it. Yeah. Let's grab that as well. Take that to the field and we'll carry on. We'll do the clean-up on these 2 fields and grab that. I'm going to time-lapse it, though, because it is going to be a monster, what with the PH Mini. Yeah, I did think as well, I was thinking about this over breakfast. I was thinking it is possible to do multiple courses. People have obviously often gravitate towards the headlands and then doing the lines in the middle. The bottom line is, though, if you did a concentric circular course and you did that for 2 and you started one on the outside, their courses would never cross. So people talk about the traditional thing being the best. Not necessarily. Not really. wow, there's a sea of bales. Yeah, really, it's do we trust Courseplay to do that? Because you can use Courseplay to do this. I found it a little bit, yeah, and I was right as well. I looked at the Courseplay change log on this. You are supposed to just be able to like say, yeah, collect and wrap and just say start, because it knows, it can see the field edge. It's starting on itself. You just go start job and then get out, and it's supposed to just crack on itself. Now again, that would probably be a very good thing to have the bale pusher. It's a amount of people who don't realise how good this is. It's the only one I've ever found that actually does what it says on the tin, though. I've had those ones that are supposed to be. Then I think I'm not quite right. Yeah, the worker did a better job than me. Yeah, got to be smack bang in the middle. It does collect it all if you're right in the right place. Resolution looks like it's changed. Am I just too far out? Well, it did everything but this one, really. And then obviously the cleaning up, which you always expect to do that. Yeah, if you go smack bang in the middle, the pickup's just right enough to actually pick this up. Find that's about the best vantage point, but it spoils it a little bit because then you've got to go out a little bit to show the full baler. But at least we can see when the mind you usually get you do get the message even from standard workers, don't you, when they've stopped down tools. But I suppose the other thing is we could actually, did we lease the pitch mini? I think we did, didn't we? I'm sure we leased it as well. We did, in fact, actually. The horn top we bought and the that we leased. So I'm releasing the wrong item in my head when I said that we'll send that back, because that's actually ours. Yeah, got it the wrong way around. Typically. I'm going to go into a time lapse though, because there's still a lot of work to do. There's an awful lot of clean up. There's the bales to do. This no time lapse. It will be one session. It's just it probably will be recorded over two, because I've already been at this for a while. Literally I've done the last 3 sessions all in one sort of recording thing, and I was supposed to be going out. I just had a phone call that my friends are not well enough, so. So I thought, well, why not just give the PH Mini a bit more time to crack on and do what it's got to do. Apologies. I think I'll have to edit that one out. That one's going to be nasty. Oh, just came from nowhere. A horrible tickly at the back of your throat job. Anyway, I'm going to say my words. Yeah, I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. time lapse for a minute because I'm going to stop the recording for a while. I'm going to leave the PH Mini and then I'm going to start again on the last field. I just thought I'd finish this field. It's been, it's not been one session for me. It's been a few. So you can have too much of a good thing. Well, I don't like to stretch it. I like to enjoy this. I do. I love it. I really do enjoy it. Sometimes even get into the moments where just let it happen, and it's really good fun. Sometimes you can force it, and then it's just too much, and then it ruins. It's a bit like having your favourites take. Oh, apologies. I said that last session. The only time I ever tab is when I actually make a mistake. Yeah. Right, so that was some bales in that. On that, should I say? But yeah, obviously you've seen I bought the Omatana in. And you might say, well, why didn't you bring it in earlier? Well, I was trying to rely on the map given one. Because although a disadvantage, I liked if a map maker like on Neverlands, if they give us, it's sometimes the worst thing. I hate it. Because obviously it sounds like you're throwing the kindness in their face, and that's why I carry on with what I've been given. If I've been given something, but obviously sometimes that what you normally use is better than what you've been given, but it's just tough. The other thing is it's a challenge to yourself to think, well, I can do without the Omatana. The Omatana now is really used as a tool, as in like it's not got an impact on the Let's Play in so much as it's just going to help speed up how much we can process, because there's way too much straw for the old 120 tons, but that one will assist. Yeah, so this does 240 tons, and we've got 700. So it did read it right then on the field data. In the time-saving stock check, it did say 700 and something thousand straw. Yeah, so it looks to me like it is reading the amount that we've got on the other field as well. No, because they are bales, so. Yeah, they've just got to be collected and obviously clean up as well. So I'll have a quick look across the roads. This won't be a session though. It will be now. Then can I get under that? Just that's all that I need. Yeah, there's an awful lot of clean up on the corners. A lot of corners on this. Yeah, it does make me wonder. Obviously, over the years you hear a lot of people making statements about this is the best way to do a field, and I've always liked the round and round method, but I was thinking it is the best for workers. Because the trouble is we're doing it the other way when you've got like an outside, even if you start them, if you start one on the headland and one in the middle, because it's lines, the lines are always going to meet the headland, so there's a chance that your workers, and that chance is made more and more when you're going around the field lots of times, you're going to crash. And you often, if I went away and left them to do their own devices, I'd expect to have that blocked where there's an impasse, a Mexican standoff as I call it. Yeah, but if you do the round and rounds and you start one on the outer edge and one in the middle, again you've got to have designed your layouts of courseplay the cleverest way in the first place. It's only when experienced and you think, if I did do that, then that, and that's what I'm saying. There are better ways to do things, and as boring as some people might think the round and round method is, it is the best. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, especially for things. Well, no, it is for anything. Really, the bottom line is your workers won't bump into each other because they're following an ever decreasing set of circles. Obviously, if you've got multiples more than two. You could do it, but the trouble is, in the end, the one that's in the middle that has finished, the one that's after it is still going to follow the same course, so it's wasteful. You'd have to look at that kind of course. But if you're going to just do two, what's going to happen in the end is the last one's going to bump into the one and say he's blocked. That's the worst. You can pay him wages for a few minutes. I can't remember if they give up after a certain amount of time. It might do. It might abandon ship. Let's just pop across to the other field and see how we're doing. So 700. I can't believe that. Wow. Yeah, it's doing a cracking job though. I think I'm about right. I think I said 4 hours. I still think, all things considered, I'm not far off. Now, it's it was not a waste for the worker to do the headlands. Yeah, because to be honest, the natural worker now may well crack on and be able to manage this entire field if there's enough of a headlands made by the original worker doing the headlands. I think there is, in which case, for once, I can safely leave this worker to go up and down all the way. Yeah, there's a little bit it didn't get horn chopped there. Well, it is what it is. Something must have happened there, or I drew it out early. This could be. But yeah, this really should get all the way over to here, but that's going to take, it is now 10 o'clock on the clock. I'm obviously going to leave this running now. I'm going to save it in case anything went wrong, but it's got the autosave as well, so you could roll it back. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to record this. that would be a little bit cruel of me to do that. Because when I say chain of evidence, as I said, really, the pattern of the sugar beet follows a specific pattern that's very hard for me to... I mean, it's gone a bit wrong because the worker did something strange on there, but it still follows that same pattern. If I got 70 tons of... or 140 tons extra, I don't know why you would want to cheat like that, because there's going to be lots on this already. But yeah, you can see the basic pattern, but you could see if I did a hummock of sugar beets, you'd quite clearly see that. So yeah, when we're finished, I'm going to bring you back in and we're going to crack on, and then later I'm going to finish off the last field of straw. Yeah, baling. Let's get the other... Let's get the baler up to that field there, so at least we've done all of our prep for next session. Yes, it was very useful having that. Of course, it's a longer way for us to come with the bales now to the Matana. The other thing is, obviously, I can't remember if there's 100 odd tons in the other one, because we do need, we need to use both really at their best. So the fermenter, how much straw silage has that got in? Yeah, we could do with dumping another 100 tons into the production shed to break it down to standard straw. Although, yeah, you can. That's another good thing about the Everton. You can actually just draw 100 tons out of that and take it straight to that, rather than do a double process. So we've got a couple of ways now, thanks to the Everton. But yeah, you can draw. That's the only disadvantage with the original Hessian farm. It can stuck. The only thing you can take out as a silage, if you ever wanted to take the straw out, it's tough. It's not designed for it. Whereas the Omatana, the production shed, these things are little beauts, because it's really been thought of how good they are. Right now, I believe you're going to the field. Yeah, so we'll clean this up. There's a lot of clean up on this. Some big windrows on these corners. So yes, 342 bales. Wow. I mean, that it already got. I'd not reset the bale count, so that's still a lot of bales. It is. That's not from the whole Let's Play either. We did reset it at points. So I'm going to leave these here for a while. I'm going to stop recording. So it's 10:05 now in the morning. I said, so by my reckoning, that's 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. If I am correct. So my PC's locked up now for the next 3 hours on that job. Do I get another worker? Do I do that on camera? Do you know, I don't think it's a bad idea really. I think if we do it, of course, what I did say is going to happen if we do it that way, which is that they are going to bump into each other at some point. I think standard workers just give in, don't they? I think. So we could, let's go to the other field. I think we've already got two tractors over there, haven't we? Yeah, we've got the other. Right, okay. Let's just be thorough on camera. Let's just go and do that last little bit of, it's only one little section, so let's do that. Then we're going to grab in fact we could, because the PH Mini is on the back. Let's just reorder. Yeah, in the middle of it, $10 just for shifting that. Right, we need to order another one. Beat Technology. Yeah, so the PH Mini has been fine, apart from whatever happened. I think that's a courseplay crash by the look at. Well, no, we're leasing, aren't we? Right, now let's reset that straight away. I grab that on the back. which is hiding in the bushes. Oh, I want to knock the sign down. Typical me. Oh. Right, so unfold. I want to set this. Now you've got to set workers for this to work. It's it's a bit strange. Yeah, what I mean is if I put that down, it won't work for me. You can see it's doing nothing, but in the hands of a worker, it does. I think there was a potato harvester in FS19 that was like that. You couldn't use it, but the workers could. It's a bit of a strange one. I don't think. And in FS22 anything was like that, but this is, a worker can work it, but you always have to click on unload once for them. It's strange, it's a peculiarity of the little PH Mini, but nevertheless it is a cracking thing if you've got 2 or 3 of these on the field. So if I'm correct then, that's going to halve the time really if we're going to do an up down this side. Let's drop this over here. Set a standard worker going now, and then I think it's the same with the standard workers. I'm sure I've done that. Oh, okay. Oh, perhaps it was because I wasn't actually on the fruit. Yeah, here we go. That's it. And you have to say unload. And then once it's done it once, it unloads. I don't know why, unless I've missed something, and there is a switch that says, I'm sure it's not, because I thought that once before. Yeah. So we're going to leave these 2, and maybe, if I was right with 3 hours, at 1.5 hours, which would be 11:30. I'm going to have a check. Obviously, it's over. I thought it is over. Yeah, no, I can see that it's. If you look closely, there is no sugar beet where it is. It's moved it from there. So next line, we'll just stick on this just to make sure. I don't want to leave it go away thinking everything's hunky-dory, and actually this, because we all know workers can turn the wrong way. Even though the worker, if it was real, would see the fact that sugar beet's on the left, and obviously he's got to go to the right, or she's got to go to the right. In the game, the AI isn't always the brightest thing. In some areas, I mean, they're brilliant for lines. I can't do lines anywhere near as good as the AI. Okay, that's got some bits that are missing there, so I'm hoping that doesn't fox the worker. Yeah, you can see it's almost like the fruit was missed when it was planted. Yeah, because you can't. One good thing about sugar beet is you can't trample it with your tyres, can you? It's like underneath the surface, so you don't wreck crop by driving over. You don't need narrows. That's what I mean. Which was always a bit of a. So it should, if this works out right, turn around at the end and go up. It is a big field. I've got to be honest. I don't think I truly grasp the scope of this. Probably would have been a one. Yeah, but I wanted to use the little one, but it's just it's too big a scale, really. You know, for just one, it is. It's just. Can you imagine being the worker that I've been given that task in real life? Knock yourself out. You've got this little 1 meter piece of equipment. Now just keep doing this fields. How many days will that take? And that kind of task is not good for humans, I always find. I think I'm happy actually. I think that's going to be alright. It's definitely gone the right way. Smashing. I'm happy with that. Right. So I shall bring it back in when these 2 meet in the middle of the field, and obviously I'm not watching this all the time. I'm going to set an alarm for 11:30 and go and do a bit of work in the real world. So I'm going to bring it back in a bit. See you shortly, or in this case, quite a longly.
Hello and welcome. I thought I'd just show you the progress. It's actually a little bit sooner than I thought, really. But well, I don't know. It's a strange. I've been studying it a little bit. And I thought, don't you think you've got work to do? Why don't you just go and do the bales? It sort of does a line and then it goes back inwards and does another line. So there's going to come a time when obviously they do sort of bump into each other, but that's quite a few lines away at present. So yeah, we're going to go and do the bales. I thought, why am I watching this when I could like literally get this done? You can see what's left there. You can also see there's some bits that are missed, the first line and around that, but I'm not going to even attempt to actually do anything about it. I'm not. No, it's too difficult. It really is. Yeah, besides you can't do it yourself. You've got to set the worker for a little bit, and it's just good enough that in a way that the harvester's very, very reasonably priced for two of those, or maybe three. But again, you've then got the problem of certain things are a little bit worse with a team of like multiples, but you could sort of set them. I've done it before. You can have like 3 or 4. You can have them. You can of course play. I think it's up to 6. But it does get complicated, so if you want to keep it sweet and keep it simple, and then really that's in my personal opinion the better way to do it. Yeah, so a couple really, and it's just going to take you time, really simple as that. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about all of these, but there is quite a lot, and I know we don't really need to worry, but it is like I've always said, with all of the Let's Plays, when you get to this stage, it's really more about finishing the job properly. Yeah, I don't want there to be any excuses for us not, like looking after the farm properly and finishing properly. Not to get, you can get a little bit like, oh well, it doesn't matter. It's nearly over now. Yeah, well, we want to run this farm to the end, like we run the farm the rest of the time. Is the way. Apart from things like, I know Mr. Steely P, I think one Let's Play, he prepped the fields for the next year, even though he knew he wasn't going to be there, and I didn't understand that. I thought, I don't get why you would do that. Again, we're all different. I'm not having a go. I'm just saying the way that my brain works. I know I'm finished. I've got no. I'm not. We all know it's a game, and I know we can play for realism, and I'm the first to say that. But also, realistically, it is still a game, and also there isn't really going to be a farmer going to take over from this, so I'm not going to go with that illusion, although it depends on how you play the game. Like whether you're doing it as a story or whether you're doing it, I'm a little bit too, I'm playing realistically, but really for other people. It doesn't bother me, but it does. I think, well, if people think that's like the better way to do it, then let's be efficient and do it that way. That's how I think. But it's for a different reason than if I naturally was wanting to do that myself, which I'm really not. I mean, don't get me wrong, it would be inefficient for me not to try to do my best, but there's always going to be a little bit of straw left, and there comes a certain element where you're like, as I said, you're sort of wasting your time, picking up little bits, and it'll take you 10 minutes to make one bale. At that point, I've got time to do other things that's much more important than actually do a bale that takes 10 minutes to make. That's where I think there's a bit of a trade-off. And there's lots of those little pips of little tiny staccato bits and bobs of straw left, not big lines like we're doing now. Then that's the point where if you're passing, then of course do it, absolutely. But don't go over the entire field for it. Well, again, I'm talking about, this is how I think. We're all entitled to think and do, if it bothers us that we really do want to do the entire field, then do the entire field. Yeah, absolutely. But if it doesn't, then you like me, I just think that's going to be, I'm going to waste in 10 minutes if I go over this, like those little tiny pips that we just go past now. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going on my way to get bigger pips and doing those and picking it up because we're going this way, but I'm not coming out my way to actually get them specially. Yeah, it seems to me every single time the baler, that even the worker doesn't quite get it right. Yeah, it itself actually does what I do as a human. You always have to pull it back because you don't get it right. I'm not explaining it very well. Yeah, when you empty, I often pull too far forward, which then means the pickup's going to miss because the pickup's at the front. So I always do that, and then go forwards, and even more so because our brains don't particularly like repetitive tasks. It requires self-discipline. It does. Self-control, self-discipline, whatever you'd like to call that particular quality, it requires that. Boredom is a lack of self-control, lack of self-discipline. But we all face it. You have to improve by putting your pedal to the metal or putting your hand to the plough and cracking on. And it's barriers. Patience is barriers, isn't it really? It's like doing the task and keeping yourself on the task, whether it's tiredness or boredom or whatever. It's all a state of mind, really, that you can, if you keep yourself engaged, and you get better at it. Yeah, I have got better at this. This game has done me a great. Patience is a terrible thing. I'm really not patient, but this has taught me to a degree patience. Yeah, I do. I'm very grateful for that because I'm not a terribly patient person. We have to do tasks on this game that require patience and also discipline. That when I first sort of, there are a few fields of product that have been massive. Poplars on Attingham, that was a monster. And again, I did it in more bites as well. But I mean, there have been tasks I've done recently on Neverland. There was that last task, and I did it from start to finish. And I thought, well, that is an improvement, because there would have been a time that I'd have thought, oh, I'm going to come back later. I'm not going to do it all now. I'm literally going to come back later, and I'm going to finish it off again later. Well, that's a different thing to doing something all the way through and doing something in dribs and drabs. There's a completely different set of skills, and it's not patience. So it did show that as a person, I'm literally, the game is improving me because I'm having to stop being impatient. I'm going to have to crack on and do this. The task requires me to carry on, even though I'm saying, oh, I don't want to. It's not listening to that, not giving into it, and that is patience. It is really endurance, patience, whatever you want to call it, and also a bit of self-discipline. Or self-discipline's the not listening to the voice and pushing through. Really, that's that not giving in when your voice goes, isn't it really? But patience is the enduring the hardship and putting up with it, and it grows like all skills, all qualities, which is obviously something that really today that a lot of people could, this is the sort of game, but instead there's killing games and maiming games, and they're all quick and appealing to the desire nature, really. Now we're going into metaphysics. We are. Yes, this is true. Right, next. I think this is the last little bit, and then we'll grab the bales. There's still quite a few bales on this. This is still a big field. Not as big as the as field 3, but it is still big. I can feel the difference between the Massey and this, but there's not a lot of difference. The Massey is, grabbing the bales of the Massey it is a beaut of a steerer. There's no denying it. For intricate, even the bigger masses, but again, they are lighter, and that is both their strength and their weakness, as I said, because obviously there are sometimes you really do need a heavy tractor. The mass and the weight of that is really its strength, and then of course that means it can't really turn very fast, or it needs a better, more expensive equipment to make it turn as quickly. Although if something's bigger, it's got to turn slower. because its wheels are set apart more. It's physics, and that's why some of the masses, they're quite amazing, because their wheelbase, when you study them versus the fence and that, are quite different. Students. Yeah, looking at the two sugar beet harvesters, it looks like obviously the original one we saw is almost the same as the way that Giants have done theirs, where it destroys. Basically, you've got to be next to it to grab it, and if you don't, it doesn't fall on the floor. It like disappears for good, which is basically destruction, basically. And that's why, obviously, I think personally the PH Mini is a much better way to do things, because it literally casts it on the ground, which is what you would do in real life. I don't understand why you would destroy like that. I don't understand why it's set like that, really. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, I had a conversation. Well, one of the comments that I was talking about earlier was from Milk That Hen. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me sort of saying it's not a secret or anything. And he was on about the ridges, and I replied to him that, in a way, because of the equipment on the new Farmer Star, obviously Giants left you with the seeder and also the harvester, but didn't leave you with the ridge creating tool. Now, subconsciously, I thought the Giants have left me this is what I need. And it's a bit like that old saying about someone taught imperfectly, then cracks on. And yeah, but basically, if I would have thought, had I have needed the ridge, I'd have been given it, especially on the very first map that releases something. In a way, you sort of like set people to fail if you don't give them the full amount, because obviously we're all virtual farmers, we all do this, and there's a lot of guesswork, and there is with real farmers. I mean, real farmers are the ones who are actually often created the forerunners, the prototypes of the things that then Fent or Case actually create, whether it's sowers and then obviously they've got R&D departments who are just people who are paid to actually make things better and study things and use physics to make things better. I'm forgetting where I'm going with that now. I hate that when as you get older, you don't sort of remember where you were actually going or something, and try and backtrack in my conversation. I think we're actually done. I think though, for once, what I said earlier, just scrub it for a minute, because 10 minutes to get. I would like to finish the bale, and there is a bit on the edge of here, as long as it doesn't say it's not our land, because it really should be, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. Yeah, I know what I was saying. Yeah, it's obviously the very first time you'd think, if you'd got to do something from scratch, that you'd get all of the equipment that you needed, even if it was the smallest, just because you're sort of guessing what you need. And if Giants give you 2 pieces out of the 3 that you need, you're like thinking, subconsciously I might add, because we all know it's not quite that cut and dry, but you're like thinking, and then I was looking at the fields around me thinking, well, these have got ridges. Of course, you don't have to do that, not even in real life. I mean, yeah, there's lots of different ways. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And as always, as fellow shareholders on the farm, I always love to hear from you. And goodbye for now.